now.
All right. Hello and welcome. This is Kyle McGregor here calling from Southern California. We've got a phenomenal training here for you today from a gentleman that has so much industry experience and so many things that are happening. And he not only sees the big picture, but the timing of what we have here is phenomenal. But learning the skill sets, mindset, and philosophy to win is the key component. So make sure that you're dialed in. You take copious notes and then apply. Learn knowledge and then activity knowledge. Make sure you apply everything you're learning, not just soaking it in, but actually putting those to use. But a gentleman has made not just, a tremendous amount of financial benefit and gain in this space, in this industry, but you want to do what other people have done that found success. And that's why I stay close to this gentleman, and I listen to everything that he says, and I apply it. So that being said, I have from the front, Mr. Shawn Malott. You line here with her?
I am, sir. I appreciate that introduction. Can you hear me okay, Kyle? I was playing with my Bluetooth here. I want to make sure it's sounds
You're dialed loud and clear, sir.
All right, cool. Hey, guys, I'm going to be brief tonight. We've got a lot to cover in a short period of time to do it in. And I just want to tell you this, that we have something very, very special here. You know, if you don't already know that, I want to remind you that we're sitting on probably one of the most unique products in the health and wellness space. There's no question we are quickly becoming the most significant wellness company on the planet. We have a product that is it's not another Me Too type product. It's definitely a standalone type product. We're taking science, unarguable science. You know, it's the one thing when somebody brings you something and you have to use your own discernment, you have to use your own filters to decide, is this a good product? Is it a relevant product? Does it make sense? You know, you have to a lot of times do it based on your background, your knowledge, the information that you've had up to that point. The beauty of this product is that it's hard to deny what we have here, because there's science behind this product. Hold on, let me mute the Galaxy Note here. Guys, keep in mind that if you've got background noise, to just kind of assure that your Zoom is muted, so we can. If you know me, I've got ADD and 4 other conditions. If I get distractions, we may never get off this line. But we've got science. We've got science that clearly backs what we're talking about. This is not debatable. You know, it's clear that we're using science to look at, from a cellular level, the weaknesses, the inherent weaknesses that we all have them somewhere in our lineage, and creating products that can fend off potential diseases into the future, can help us fight the whole aging process. You talk to a baby boomer today, someone that's born in that baby boomer class. You know, one of the biggest things, they're spending crazy amounts of money on anti-aging products to keep them alive longer, because they feel good. But you're still, the numbers don't always, you got to think about that number a little bit. Things start to change and shift. So we've got a product that fits in well there. We've got a company that has the potential to tap into so many different verticals, and I'm not going to go into those verticals today, but from whole food nutrition to skincare to sports to weight management. There's just a ton of different verticals. And then we've got the possibility of expanding on a global basis, where we're looking at going into Western Europe, Australia, Israel, some countries that we can, start moving into in the first or second quarter of next year. We're creating the systems, we're creating the processes. But here's what I want you to understand more than anything, that we're in the fear business. We're in the fear business. A lot of people think they're in the DNA custom nutrition business. Let me tell you, first and foremost, we're in the fear business. And what do I mean by that? Well, there's a lot of fear out there. There's a lot of fear when it comes to health. There's a lot of fear and confusion when it comes to what should I put in my body? Who's telling the truth when it comes to this type of thing? Should I buy into the pharmaceutical industry? The pharmaceutical industry is probably creating more fear in the marketplace, because we're afraid that if we get sick, we end up on pharmaceutical drugs, and then those pharmaceutical drugs, one drug leads to a new drug, and the next drug and the next drug. I talk about all the time that we all start in a health cycle. We're in our health cycle, and at some point in our life, we're bound to go into the disease cycle. Now, the ideal situation is to push off that disease cycle as far into the future as possible. 100 years old, 102, 120 would be ideal. But what's happening is we're going into the disease cycle earlier and earlier. And we're seeing people going through their disease cycle in their 30s today. And why is that from? Well, sometimes we're putting off, the basics of preventive medicine. We used to talk about an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Now it's we're consuming off the dollar menu at McDonald's at unprecedented rates. We're consuming pharmaceutical drugs and big gulp sodas like has never happened in the history of our society. We've got childhood diabetes and childhood obesity at all-time record highs, and the pharmaceutical companies keep coming in with an answer. But the challenge is they're helping us to live longer, but not to live healthier. They're helping us to stay in our disease cycle for longer, because being unhealthy is profitable. It's big business. And so I want to help you understand that we're in the fear business. We're in the fear business. We have a mission to change what's happening in society, to change the way people view their health, about making health a habit. So first and foremost, if you become mission driven, you're going to make a lot more money than if you're solely money driven. Now, I know a good business produces money, and we've got a lot of money being produced right now, but the money that's being produced is usually by the individuals that really understand the business that they're in. So we're in the fear business. We also have, from a fear business standpoint, there's a lot of people that have fear about their future. I've been sharing with people over and over and over this book that I have that talks about everyone ends up poor. And it talks about someone who did all the right things, saved $750-some thousand in their retirement accounts. They worked their entire life. It's time to live the golden years. But they then find out, based on their lifespan and based on how the tax structure works at that point, that they're going to have about $24,000 a year after saving $751,000. So instead of living their golden years out on the beaches somewhere in the sunshine, they get to fry underneath the French fry fryer at McDonald's, Golden Arches. We see it all the time. People having to supplement, did everything they were supposed to do, but now end up in this situation. So we've got people that are afraid of living paycheck to paycheck, because most people today are living paycheck to paycheck. Today, the average person, when they're hit 50 years old, have about less than $50,000 in retirement savings. Of course, there's fear, and there probably should be fear around that. But we have a solution to that. I'm telling our affiliates that because we're in the fear business, we have to develop something, that I call compassion confidence. It's that I understand you're afraid, but let me hold your hand. Let me walk you through the process. Let me show you something that can change your situation very quickly. Oh, you haven't saved enough for retirement. Well, let me show you a way to build a residual income stream that can protect you, that can build a financial wall around you and your family that nothing can penetrate. So being in the fear business, I can start to guide and direct. If you're not getting results in your business, it has to do with fear. So if you're in this business and you're not getting results, I can tell you 100% it has to do with fear, because the only reason people don't join your business is either fear or ego, and ego is just another form of fear. So once you can start to push the fear out, and you do that by plugging into calls like that, you do that by plugging into the leadership, you do that by really understanding the business that you're in. Now I'm going to go into something, guys, and hopefully you're going to be able to see my screen. I know there's a more high-tech way of doing this, guys, but I'm old school and I like to draw things out. If nothing else, I'm drawing it out for myself. I want to show you something. There's a cycle. There's a cycle when it comes to building our business. There's a cycle, and the first part of that cycle, the first thing that we're doing is inviting. Inside of our cycle, now that says inviting. It's not that important if you can see all this or understand it, but we're inviting people to look at our business, either from what? The ability to eliminate the fear of where am I going? The fear of paycheck to paycheck, the fear of not having enough money into my retirement, the fear of having to get 2-3 jobs inside of the household. So the first thing that we've got to do inside the cycle is called contacting, inviting. That leads to the presentation. The presentation leads to what some people call the close. I'm going to have you eliminate the word close from your vocabulary. What we're doing with customers is opening. We're opening up a relationship. Traditionally in sales, people use the word close. And unfortunately, that leads you to believe that I have closed the deal, so now it's time for me to go get the next deal, the next deal, the next deal. That's traditional sales. We're not in traditional sales. We're in the business of opening new relationships. So when I bring someone in as a customer or an affiliate, I know that the real work has just begun. Are you guys with me so far? So we're opening relationships, but I'm not going to focus here right now. I'm going to focus on inviting. I'm going to focus for this particular talk on inviting. We're going to go to these other ones. We're going to do another segment on this later on. So first off, inviting. It's the key component. It's the first step in the cycle. If we're in the fear business, I've got to invite people that are afraid, number one. They're afraid to be sold. Nobody likes to be sold, but everybody likes to buy. They're afraid that it's going to be a scam. Am I right about this? We got so many scams happening today every time I turn around. Look, my phone today, if I get a call from an unknown number, my phone doesn't say unknown number anymore. It says scam likely. You guys have that on your phone today? We were brought up fearful. We were told when we were kids, do not talk to strangers, stranger danger. Then they tell you later on when you go into business for yourself that you have to talk to strangers. We've been programmed and conditioned not to talk to strangers. And now as adults, we have to talk to strangers because it takes people to make money. So, all right, so watch this, guys. So in the inviting process, now here's the challenge, because the people that we're inviting are afraid. But here's what I discovered also. We as affiliates are afraid. We don't know what to say. We don't know how to approach them. We're shaking in our boots. We're more afraid than the people that need us. Part of it is because our own belief is a little bit shaky because we don't know exactly what we have on our hands. We don't understand that there's so many people out there that need that. What we are delivering to the marketplace is a massive gift. We're giving the gift of longevity, giving the gift of life, giving the gift of financial freedom, the gift of time freedom. I mean, we are giving someone a gift. Now, Christmas time is around the corner, and a lot of us will be giving gifts to people we love. Now, look, I'm going to give gifts to a lot of people, but I'm not going to stress about if they like the gift or not. I'm not going to stress about, look, I'm going to give the gift from my heart. I'm going to deliver that gift, and it's going to be up to them to do what they want with that gift. If they want to return it and get the cash, I'm not going to be upset. That's on them. What I'm delivering every single day in this company called Euphoria is I'm delivering a gift. And that's why I deliver it with posture. I can look someone in the eyes. Now, let me warn you about using scripts when you're inviting people. Now, we have scripts that you can use as guidelines to get some ideas of how you might, position your words. But think about it like this. When a telemarketer calls you and they're using a script to pitch you on something, how do you like that? How do you feel about that? You don't like it. Yet we do it all the time because we're fearful of using our own words. We're fearful of ourselves. We're fearful of being authentically us. You know what sells in the marketplace? You know what people buy in the marketplace? They buy authenticity. They buy realness. If you don't know, let me give you a script. I don't know. I'm just getting, if you're new, how about try this? I'm just getting started. I continue to teach the organization. The number one training technique is called the truth. It's called the truth. And by the way, guys, the truth moves faster. The truth is inspirational. The truth is relevant. The truth is now. The truth is believable. The truth doesn't require a great memory to keep going. So if you don't know, the best thing you can say to somebody is, look, I don't know, but I'm excited. I don't know, but I've been taking this product for the last month or two and I'm sleeping better. I don't know, but my skin is cleared up. I don't know, but my hair is thicker than it was before. I don't know, but I'm hearing stories from erectile dysfunction to irritable bowel syndrome. I mean, I'm hearing all kinds of stories. It's not my job to go into saying it's going to do something specifically for you, but because I don't know what it's going to do for you. It's custom designed to work based on you from a cellular level, from the blueprint that came from somebody much greater than myself. We're just looking at that blueprint and figuring out a way to shore up the weaknesses. So when stress does come, these weaknesses don't rear their ugly head. When you're not eating right, when you're not sleeping well, we're providing supplementation to help you to feel better, to get through these things. So, just because, your genes suggest in your lineage that there's been, a certain condition inside of your lineage, you don't have to worry about that because we're shoring up those weaker spots. So watch this, guys. So when it comes to inviting, I also want to encourage you. Some people are making phone calls. You're encouraging your brand new affiliates to make a bunch of phone calls. Stop doing that. 80% of the people that receive text messages look at their text messages within the first 15 minutes. So guess what's also more comfortable? If I've got Sally, the school teacher, who is not a salesperson, by the way, I'm not looking for salespeople. I hear a lot of our affiliates say, I'm looking for this salesperson. Look, salespeople are not the ones that are going to crush this. You know who our biggest performers are right now? It's school teachers. and maybe that's because they go about things a little bit different. Maybe it's they're more of a hands-on, nurturing, point people in the right direction, that type of thing. Help people find the information. We're so busy trying to come up with techniques and stuff to manipulate people almost in a way. That's not what this is about. I don't need to manipulate you. Right now, I'm in the business of sorting. I'm sorting through because we're going to go into full-scale launch in January of 2020. We've got another machine coming to keep up with the demand that we already predict. This last several months has only been about us testing all the systems, make sure the commissions are running, make sure logistics are in place, make sure everything is there so that when we do go into full-scale launch in January 2020, this thing operates without any challenges. The machines are running, commissions are running, our affiliate base is strong, and they understand what they've got. Their confidence is high because in the end, guys, this is a confidence game, and this is a land grab because 2020 will go into momentum, and momentum is the great exaggerator. Momentum makes ordinary people look extraordinary. Momentum explodes paychecks. Momentum is what we're building towards. We're not in momentum at all right now, but partly because we got to teach people the inviting process is where the whole thing starts. Let me teach you how to invite someone. Use a text message, guys. Right now, you know what I'm doing? I'm doing a minimum of 20 exposures per day via text message. You know why? Because I can do one exposure in under a minute. I have an app. Hopefully you guys are using the app, the Rapid Funnel app. In the palm of my hand, I got all the tools I need to build a duplicatable, big business. In the end, guys, you're going to have thousands of affiliates. You're going to have thousands of customers. This is a big business. The skills you'll have to learn to lead that organization, to drive that organization, to get that organization to scale are the same skills a Fortune 500 CEO, went to Harvard for, put their life on the line for. You're going to get those skills over a period of time. We're going to build it, 2 by 2 by 5 by 5, however we build it. But I'm going to tell you this, guys, in the beginning, when the organization, the last organization we were part of had 327,000 affiliates in 8 countries. That's a big business. But I can tell you this, the energy that was expelled, when we went from 200 to 400 people, it was the same energy was being expelled when we went from 20,000 to 40,000 people. You can't do this with a small business mentality. You can't do this with an employee mentality. You've got to have some type of high-tech system, high-tech tools. It's got to be systematic. People think, well, I don't have time to build a business like this. No, are you kidding me? This is the perfect business for someone who doesn't have time. Matter of fact, busy people are the type of people we want because busy people are busy for a reason. They probably got contacts. They probably got people we need to get in front of. But we're going at them in such a way where we're talking way too much. My biggest philosophy right now is say less to more people. I'm in a land grab. I have a land grab right now. The person who exposes most people to this opportunity, to this product is going to win in the end. All I'm doing, guys, every single day is I'm pressing a couple buttons, sending a text message with a 90-second video that sets the stage for everything I do. This is not rocket science. My 10-year-old could do this day in and day out. There's no sales involved. Very seldom do I even talk to anybody anymore because most people don't even answer their phone. Most people, and if they don't recognize the number, for sure they're not. And if they think you're trying to sell them something, for sure they're answering your call. But everybody's looking at their text message. Everybody's looking at their direct message inside their social media. Right from my app, from the palm of my hand, I can send a 90-second video. I do know this, guys. It takes 5 to 7 exposures for the average person to become an affiliate. We're getting upset because we exposed somebody one time, and because they're busy, they didn't respond back to us. Well, there's a step-by-step process. When I invite somebody, I'm inviting them first to look at a 90-second video. I'm not inviting them to join. I'm not inviting them to be a customer. I'm inviting them to check out a 90-second video. If it's someone that I'm close to, if nothing else, I'd be like, hey, bro, based on a relationship, would you take 90 seconds to look at something? The other part is we also don't have to beat around the bush. Some of you have been programmed and conditioned to beat around the bush, to not tell people what it is. If someone asks me what it is we're doing, I tell them what this is. I'm delivering designer nutrition to the marketplace. We're combining science and nature. You guys catching me? But it's real simple. And I can say that in a text message and say, hey, check out this 90-second video. It can explain it better than I can. And then from there's only 1 or 2 things that can happen. After they either watch the video or don't watch the video. How do I know? Well, if they don't respond within 24 hours, I'm hitting them back and saying, watch how brilliant this is. Did you watch the 90-second video? Now, at that point, they can only give me one or two answers, either yes or no. There's nothing uncomfortable about any of this stuff. They're going to say, yes, I did, or no, I didn't. I have a response every time. If they say, yes, I did, you know what I say every single time? What did you like best about what you saw? It's just real simple, guys. You can do something else if you want to, but I decided to create a system that I could teach over and over and over, master the mundane. Look, we're going to have hundreds of thousands of affiliates all over the world that could be connected to you or could be connected to me. It's going to be up to us. If we teach them a system like McDonald's teaches Burger Boy, I come in, I order value meal number 1. Burger Boy presses the button on the machine. Value meal number 1. It sends a message to the back, to Burger Kid in the back. He knows if I ordered the filet of fish meal, he knows it goes in the turquoise wrapper. Maybe it's changed. I haven't been there a long time, but you get my point. It's all systematic so that they could take a McDonald's in Chicago. They can duplicate that system all over the world. What are we doing? What are we doing right now? We're setting up distribution points all over the world. The big money is in distribution. Yes, Bill Gates became one of the richest men in the world. They had a complicated back end, what it took to create that. You know, to do the DNA test and all the stuff, to build the machine that we have, that's all complex. Brilliant minds did all that stuff. We don't have to worry about that. The money is made in the distribution. Microsoft, Bill Gates made billions because of the distribution system was streamlined. It was simple. There wasn't a bunch of moving parts. They didn't have complexity inside of the distribution system. Amazon right now, does Amazon have a simple distribution system? We know Jeff Bezos, I don't know where he is, 1 or 2 richest man in the world right now because of a distribution system. The technology, all that stuff is complex. The people behind it are brilliant, but the distribution is where, look, the distributors of Amazon, those that are distributing products through Amazon, there's tens of thousands of people making millions and millions of dollars. And there's probably hundreds of thousands of people making $500 to $1,000 a month, part-time supplemental income. Now, here's the other challenge being in the fear business. We got people that are being distracted by 1,000 different things. Every time they turn around, should I do e-commerce? Should I do drop shipping? Should I do real estate wholesale? All this garbage. Look, you're never in those businesses. Yeah, you could pick up some extra income, but they're crowded spaces because it's easy to enter. But because it's easy to enter, there's a gazillion other people doing it. And now the other part of it is you're not learning the business skills that are necessary to build a big business. Because at some point, you're going to want to scale from $500 a month. You're going to want to move to $1,000 a month, $10,000 a month. You're going to want to move to significant income. When you got crowded spaces that everybody's getting into, look, I hear about real estate wholesale every other day. My guys who are professional, I just did a 4-hour talk at a commercial real estate investment conference with guys that are smashing in real estate. They're all telling me, bro, real estate's about to shift. They're all feeling the shift is coming. They say it's not going to be as bad as 2008, but there's a whole lot of people that are just now getting into it. My mentor said, as soon as you see the masses all heading towards one direction, you might want to start heading towards the exits. The opportunity is done. I'm not going to talk about CBD, but you guys know CBD is everywhere. The runway, I think, is short there because my grandmother, I think, is now selling CBD right next to the gas station on the corner. I'm walking into restaurants and they got bottles of CBD next to the cash register. It's like it is everywhere. It tells me the opportunity is no longer an opportunity because now everybody's part of it. If everybody had $1 million, what would $1 million be worth? What we have is something unique with a runway in front of us, with a runway wide open. This is just the beginning of using science to go on a cellular level to show somebody what they're made of, who they are, where we can have an impact. This has to come. It's the natural progression in taking care of ourselves. It's the natural progression in preventive medicine. You're already seeing the pharmaceutical companies tapping into DNA in a big way. Now they're going to do different things with that. They're going to create drugs, to hopefully, potentially keep us alive longer, not necessarily make us healthier, but to generate more billions of dollars because there's big money in sick people. We got a chance to change that in a big way. So guys, I hope you're getting this. Inviting is critical, and getting the inviting thing down is critical. Be yourself. Use the truth. I don't know, but let me show you something. Check out this 90-second video. Let me text you some information. I'm encouraging our brand new person. This is how I get someone started. Over the next 7 days, all you're going to do is take the Rapid Funnel app, and you're going to text or deliver to the direct message on their social media as many people as you can on that 90-second video, just over and over. That's all I want you to do. Don't worry about anything else. Don't respond to them via the phone if they got a question. I don't want you to worry about any of that. There's only 2 or 3 different questions that are going to come up every single time. You're going to learn what those are. Then I have a video for those as well. You could truly be homebound and unable to speak and build a big business here if you get busy, if you do activity. And that's going to lead us to the final thing I want to talk about in this segment, because I'm about to do segments like this on a regular basis so we can sharpen the axe of everybody. I think it was, I don't know, somebody famous one time said, if I had 4 hours to chop down a tree, I would spend 3 hours sharpening my axe. Let me help you sharpen your axe so you can go out and build a massive, massive organization. What you've got to understand, I'm talking fast. Are you guys getting this? Am I talking too fast? Okay. I get excited about this stuff because if you know and understand what I know about this, I've had a chance to experience, long-term residual income. The type of money, you build it one time and the money keeps coming in. We've been programmed and conditioned to trade our time for someone else's dollars. That leads to frustration. That leads to debt. That leads to despair. That leads to Prozac. What I want to show people is how to build a true residual income. But people talk about the numbers. They say it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. Well, what does that mean exactly? What does that mean? What does it mean to be a numbers game? Well, here's what I started to develop. Just the same thing Fortune 500 companies do is they develop ratios. They start to get a pretty good idea if they get the information in front of X amount of people, they already know about how many of those people are going to purchase. They can predict revenues. Look, if you know your mortgage is coming up, what if I could show you a way to predict how to create enough income to pay your mortgage next month? If you got a big bill, if you want to eliminate debt altogether, what if I could show you how to work backwards using ratios? Because now we have enough time under our belts where I'm able to see, we started in January, we're still in our pre-launch, but now we've got almost 11 months where I've got data that shows me how the numbers work here. Now, here's what I know for sure. As I'm talking to leaders inside of Euphoria right now, I'm asking them for about every 10 people that you show the 90-second video to and you go through the presentation process, how many are you getting? Now, the numbers I'm hearing are anywhere from like 1 to about 4. It seems to be the average. I'm from the leaders, okay? So if you're exposing 10 people and you're not getting at least 1, don't worry about that, because I'm going to show you how to beat the leaders here. I'm going to show you how I beat everybody by using numbers. I wasn't sharp. I couldn't communicate well. I was a janitor, high school dropout. I didn't have any of the credentials, none of the credibility that I thought you had to have to be successful. So in the beginning, I didn't think I would do as well as, say, the doctor or the person who had all the, I'm talking about, the credentials. I discovered later on that they actually had a disadvantage because they were using their credibility to build a system that was not duplicatable. If you're doing things because you're using your mouth and you're such a great articulator of words, it will fall apart because you're going to get John the janitor that's going to show up and say, I can't do what this person's doing. I can't communicate like that. Plus, I don't have time. I got kids to raise. I got a full-time gig I got to go to that keeps the lights on right now. So I've got to have a very simple, duplicatable way of doing things. That's why I use videos. That's why I use the high-tech tools like the Rapid Funnel app so I can get it duplicating. I get it duplicating. And then if somebody says it's not working for me, I'll say, take a screenshot of the front page of your Rapid Funnel app, and I can see exactly what's going on. I can see you're just not doing the numbers. Let me show you the numbers. I'm going to give you super, super conservative numbers. If we got leaders that are doing, for every 10 people they present to, they get 1. Would it be fair if I use a conservative number? What if we go with 13? This is what I discovered. I don't know if this is showing up backwards on your screen or not. You guys see it normally? Is it backwards? All right, so look at it. For every 13 presentations, you're going to end up on average with 1 affiliate. So for every 13 presentations that you make, and I'm talking about, you shouldn't be making them, by the way. It should be being done through a video. How are people consuming information today? Video, 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 video. There's no reason for me to call someone up and go into a full-scale production. Now, we do it on Zooms on Thursday nights. We've got some of other leaders that are doing it on Millennial Mondays. We got Kelly and Tina knocking it out on Tuesday nights. Tonight, right after this, jump on the Kelly and Tina's thing, get some guests on their Zoom, and they'll do the presentation for you. Experts doing the presentations for you, nail down people with track records. So now you're just the messenger, not the message. They can't judge they can't judge the opportunity based on you and your background, because it has nothing to do with John the janitor, has nothing to do with Terry the plumber, has everything to do with the information I'm delivering. So every 13 presentations, we're going to get one affiliate on average. Now watch this, guys. For every 10 affiliates, we're going to find one leader. So think about this for a second. How many presentations need to be made in order to get 10 affiliates? Can you do the math with me? Somebody's got it. 130. 130 presentations to get 10 affiliates. If it's for every 13 presentations, I get one affiliate. If I do 130 presentations, I'm going to end up with 10. You guys seen how the numbers work? This is how I can work backwards with somebody and start to show them what their check is going to look like. This is how I can show someone. I don't know who these people are. Do I know in advance did I know that Micah was going to come on board the team? I had no idea. But I can tell you there was, presentations that had to be made, and then a guy named Micah shows up and he starts putting systems and tools in place that we didn't even have access to. You guys with me? Who gets it? I didn't know how much. I didn't know Terry Washburn. I didn't know, Tuesday. I'm looking at all these people on here. I can go right down the list. Chris and Michael Schwarting, Kyle McGregor, all these people came and started to see this the same way I did, but there might have been 10, 12, 13 presentations made before they saw it. You guys seen this? I didn't know who it was. If I knew in advance, it'd be a lot easier. If everybody wore a hat that said, I'm the one, I'm number 13, right? I wish that was the case, but it's not. But so for every 13 presentations, we get one affiliate. 10 affiliates will equal us one leader. Here's what I discovered about the Euphoria compensation plan. Watch this, guys. You get 5 leaders. It's called freedom. It's called done. Check mark. Find 5 leaders in this compensation plan. It'll take you to the top of this compensation plan. You're not going to worry about how your bills are paid in the future. You're not going to worry about my rent being paid, my mortgage being paid. You're now going to start to build that financial wall around you and your family. Nothing can penetrate. So to get 5 leaders, have you done the math already? 5 leaders is going to require 650 presentations. I call this 650 to freedom. So what I've done is I've looked at my career in the last 25 years, and these numbers pretty much play out the way I'm talking about. I had $250,000 a month residual income because I had 5 leaders in my last company that were smashing it. 5 leaders that saw it the way I did and went out and charged the hill without me begging them, without me coercing them, without me trying to convince them that this was, the thing that they had to do or should do or whatever. I just said, look, I'm going to the top of this thing, or you'll find me dead on the side trying to get there. What if you came up with a 650 to freedom program? You said, look, today I sent out one video. Is that enough? It's not enough. So what if I just said, today I'm going to send out 13 videos? I guarantee you on your Facebook page, you got 13 people you could get to watch a 90-second video. You got 13 people in your cell phone right now. If you didn't prejudge them, if you didn't think, oh, they're too rich, or they're too this, or they're not enough this, or not enough that, if you purge that from your mind, because it has nothing to do with them. By the way, you're going to discover that most of this has to do with who they know, not who they are, because it usually wasn't the person that I personally brought to the table. It was somebody that they knew that came to the table, that exploded. I don't know who's got burning desire. I don't know who's willing to work. I don't know who's teachable enough to learn this system, to use the app, to get their ego out of it, to use the app so they can actually get this thing duplicating so one day they can truly be free. But if you're catching on to this, if every day I'm checking off, I got to do, what if we did this? What if we had lines? Here's 1, 2, 3. What if we created, look, this may sound crazy, but back in the day, I had in my kitchen, I had these big white boards that I got from Walgreens, and I put lines with blanks. And I just filled in those blanks. You could do it on a blank piece of paper. You could take a notepad and do it. You could do it on a thing like this, because now you know what's really happening. Because what happens, because our own fear starts to kick in, that I'm afraid they're not going to do it. I'm afraid I'm not going to be successful. This eliminates that, because look, I got to put a name in here. I got to put a name in here. I got to put a name in here. Look, we got events coming up around the country. December 4th in Arizona, we've got an event. You know, you could put 650 people in the room one time and you'd be done. You ever think about that? Put 650 people on the Thursday night Zoom, and you tell me if you don't find 5 leaders from those numbers. I'm just saying you can take as long as you want. What if it took you 5 years to get 650 presentations done to have a residual income that would set you and your family free forever? Would it be worth it? Would you put in the time? What if you only did 2 videos a day? You could start to do the numbers. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. It's your business. But I promise you this, there's going to be some people that are going to get off this phone today and they're going to say, this is what I got to do. This is the name of the game, 650 presentations. How fast can I get 650 presentations knocked out? How fast can I get 650 presentations knocked out? How quickly can I do that to set me and my family free? Am I willing to do this for my family? Am I willing to do this for me, for my lifestyle, for the change that I keep giving lip service to? 2020 is coming, guys, as I wrap this up. What do you think people are going to do January 2020? What are they going to do? New Year's resolutions. What are the 2 things they're going to want? And say look, it's all I already hear people talk about 2020 vision. Look, it's still 2019. I don't have 2020 vision until January 2nd, 2020, because I'm going to be partying, so maybe January 3rd. But 2020 vision doesn't start for me till 2020. I'm going to set the foundation right now. Look, taking market share while everyone else is playing, getting too fat on turkey and on Christmas cookies, playing games in the snow. I'm going to be taking market share because I know I get through these numbers and every day can be Christmas in the house. Does that make sense? January, they're going to be 2 things, money and health, the 2 biggest New Year's resolutions. What do we provide here for people that want to change their lives financially and physically, health-wise? We got the perfect storm. I could be setting the stage right now, guys. Black Friday is coming up. Black Friday should be the biggest time, that we've ever had, because people are prone. They're looking for things. We've got something they should be looking at. These kits should be in people's hands. All right. I said a lot without taking a breath. I hope you understand, guys. This is how I build the business. These ratios, when you start to work backwards, you can take those 5 leaders and start to look at what the volume. Now, the next thing I'll start doing for you guys, I'll take the average volume of those leaders and show you exactly how the numbers work. So when I bring a player to the thing, it's not a guessing game. It's like, look, you want to make $100,000 a year? I'll show you exactly how to make $100,000 a year. Here are the numbers. We don't have to play games with this thing. I'm a professional. You're a professional. You know who you're going to bring to the table? If you act like a professional, if you show them that you know what to do, because they're buying into you. And the reason why some of your people are not working is because you're not working, because they don't have belief that you told them you could get them from here to here, and you haven't gone from here to here. So they're starting to question the whole thing. But if you can break some of this stuff down and show them you truly are a professional, that this is a real business with real residual income, with real possibility, with a really big runway in front of it, it's over, guys. It's over. Someone said, how can I approach people I don't know to look at the video? I'm gonna answer this one question. I don't do that a lot. I don't. People think I'm an extrovert in that regard. I could sit next to you on an airplane, go from here to Asia, and not say one word to you. It's not how I roll. But if I do have a conversation, but now I'm having more conversations, I'm going out of my comfort zone to ask you questions. Here's what I do. I ask people questions. I ask them about them. I don't go into a pitch. I don't go in thinking I'm going to send them a video. I go in trying to discover who they are. Who are they? I met a bunch of music producers. I was at The Weeknd's house. I don't know if you guys know The Weeknd, the big mega music star. We were at a party in LA in Beverly Hills with him and Young Thug, a whole bunch of big music people. But the people I was most excited to meet were the agents and the music professionals behind them. You know what I did? I asked them questions. They did all the talking. I asked them questions. I know so much about certain people. Now I'm sending them information about their industry, not about what I do. I'm going to get them. They need to be on the Euphoria as a customer as a minimum. But I've been Googling stuff about the music business and saying, I'm not, I'll teach you this on another deal. This is simple stuff. Think about what they want, what appeals to them. Now they like me because I'm not trying to sell them something. So build a relationship. So if you don't know the people, figure out how to get to know them, because in the end, guys, people are only going to do business with people they know, like, and trust. Now, social media, stuff like this speeds up that process for us, but you have to really be someone that they're going to know, like, and trust, or they're not going to do business with you. So if you just try to do a bunch of videos cold to people, you're going to get some, but it won't be 13-1. But hey, watch this. Even if you did it that way, what if it was 130-1? You just have to do more exposures. You know how to beat me? You know how to beat Shawn Zimmer? You know why Shawn Zimmer's always in the top? Because he's doing more exposure than anybody else. You know how to beat Kyle McGregor or Kelly and Tina? If it takes you 130 exposures to get one, you could beat all of us. It won't be 650 to freedom. It might be 2,000, 3. I don't know what it is. But this is what I did in the beginning of my career. So watch this. If it took me 100 exposures to get one, over a period of time, all of a sudden, the numbers started coming down. Why? Because I was getting better. So now all of a sudden it went from 100 to get one, then it went down to like 90 to get one, then 50 to get one. You guys seeing this? I dare you to suck as bad as I did building a business. Tens and tens of millions of dollars were paid to me personally, hundreds of millions of dollars paid to my team, because I sucked so bad that I just kept going through the numbers. And my numbers were terrible, but I got better. I got better. Part of the reason some are struggling is because they're not even doing the basic exposures to get better. I don't know. It's like having a wishbone instead of a backbone. We're not. Again, we're fearful. I get that, but there's nothing to be afraid of. You got an app that does it all for you. You can press the buttons in there. We track it. You can see what's going on. You've got leadership that'll help hold you accountable. They'll get on a call to answer questions if you need. It's real simple. Hit me up. You got somebody that's watched a video. They got some questions. They need to make some decisions. I'll get on the phone with them. You know, people in your database. Someone said I have a list of 30,000 names, numbers, and tomorrow. Hey, tomorrow Malott. That's my last name. Tomorrow Malott. If you took that information right there and you started exposing those people, if you expose 30,000 people to what we do here, it's called game over. You're the number one income earner in the company. You're the number one income earner in the company because nobody's doing it. Everyone's playing this thing safe. They're playing it small. They're doing a couple here. Even Shawn Zimmer, who, Shawn's a big, tough guy, the Viking. Even he would tell you, even though it looks like he's crushing the numbers, it's nothing compared to what he has the capability of doing. Michael Schwarting put 3 people in the business over the weekend. That is nothing compared to what he's a Navy SEAL. He's being a wimp, Michael. What the things that he's gone through, what the pain that he's endured to become I know what Hell Week is about in the Navy SEAL. If he put in 1 week of Hell Week inside of Euphoria, he would never worry about how his family would pay their bills again. You guys, Terry Washburn, you were a plumber. I can tell you that you had some, I was going to say, crappy plumbing jobs that were way worse than doing 20 exposures, doing 650 presentations here. The alternative sucks. This is not difficult, guys. Giving people vitality, giving people health, giving people their lives back. The stories I'm hearing about people using this product, you guys are hearing them too. It's almost like it's almost like our responsibility. I know about it, but I don't tell you about it. You haven't told your best friend yet. You haven't told your mother-in-law. My goodness. Anyways, I'm sorry, I got off track a little bit, but you want to crush this thing? Just do more numbers. Get that 90-second video. That's the setup. From there, you can go to the mission nutrition video. From there, you can go to, if you needed to, a 3-way call. From there, you can go to giving them the link. You give them some information to read. You can show them the DNA report, how that works. And then you can go from that to signing them up to putting commissions in your bank account, giving them the gift of health and wellness. You guys get this stuff. I appreciate you being on here. Oh, there's my baby. Now Malott, she said she's ready. Finally, guys, you don't have to be a salesperson to do this. Stop looking for salespeople. Stop trying to be a salesperson. Stop trying to talk to everybody. Say less to more people. Let's go and smash this thing. Let's make it happen. I appreciate you guys for being on here. We did record this. If you're interested in it, let us know you're interested. Go to Team Empire Facebook group page. Go in there and participate. Let me know that some of you guys are on the team with me because, I need you. I need to know, are we in this together? Or are we doing this by ourselves? Do we need to get a whole new leadership line? Where are we going? Anyways, Air Force, my bad. I'm putting people in the wrong military branch, but you get my point. And appreciate you guys. God bless you. Good night. Let me stop this recording.